Hi guys and girls, this is Claudia here from Rock in Vienna 2017 and I'm the lucky one to talk to Neil now of Clutch. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you're in Vienna currently, so are you on tour or?
We are on tour.
Yeah.
This is only our second show, so it doesn't quite feel like a tour yet. We just played last night in Rock'em Park, and we go on for another 2 weeks after this. It's a very short tour.
Yeah. But I also heard you're currently writing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're trying.
You're trying hard. So is it like you write a lot and then in the end you decide what is going to be on the album, or is it like you focus first, like having a plan to say this is going to be 12 numbers or?
Well, I think the idea is that we want to write as much as possible, and then I'll write lyrics to some of it and not to other songs, and try to write as much knowing that we're going to cut off a lot. It's like leaving film on the editing room floor. It's better to be in that position than think, oh, we got to write another song at the last minute. So we try to work as diligently as possible and have an excess, cut off the fat.
Yeah. So, when it comes to genre terms and describing music, there's such a lot of things out there, like so many different terms, blues rock, and whatever. So, in the end, it's, I guess, just an orientation thing. So, how do you feel about that genre?
Well, I think those words get thrown around when you have to write about music with words instead of just playing the music.
Yeah.
You're forced to do that. And I know rock and roll and blues aren't the most exciting phrases because they've been around for almost 100 years. Well, not rock and roll, but since the 50s. But I think those are the most accurate. When a band describes himself as like post something or subgenre of a subgenre of a subgenre, that's silly. I mean, why bother? Just play the music and let the listener decide for his or herself what it is, what it's not.
And when it comes to your own feelings towards the music, like either playing or listening to music, what is music in fact for you? Like what does it do to you?
I think for me, regardless of any genre, there's live music and there's pre-recorded music, and that's the big difference. If you see an orchestra or you see a metal band, they're both sculpting air and they're moving air around people's heads.
Right.
And to me, that's the art, especially when you have a bunch of people coordinating to perform for another bunch of people. It's a very magical thing because once those moments are gone, they're gone forever.
Yeah.
Whereas pre-recorded music is still a new thing, I think. We have MP3s and streaming and all that. Even radio's brand new.
Yeah.
So to me, music is much more about a live experience. I like listening to music at home, but I don't get nearly the thrill out of that than I do going to something like this. Even if it's a kind of genre I'm not too interested in, experiencing it in the moment is what matters most.
So since you mentioned it, the art of music, what do you feel like defines an artist? Are you an artist?
I hope so. I think art is the idea of creating something out of nothing or manifesting one's imagination. For good or bad. I'll say this, I have more respect for the world's worst musician than I do the world's best critic. Because the artist is taking a chance and saying, here's something that's an expression of myself, for good or bad, or love it or hate it. I can respect that regardless of what it is. So art, I think, is a very pure form of the human spirit. Not to sound too philosophical.
No, I don't think so. So when it comes to working with other artists, then what is the important thing to get through the tour without going on each other's nerves or without
I think an appreciation of the position. That, I mean, when Clutch first started out, I was in my I was 19. And I took a lot for granted, like a lot of teenagers do. As I get older, I appreciate it more and more that this is what I do for a living, and I'm very lucky. And even the worst show is still a gift because I get to do that and make a mistake. Whereas I know a lot of bands that try as they may just can't get out of their garage or their basement and as much as they want to. And here I'm in Austria right now and playing, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. So that, I think, for the band, we all at this point we all understand that. So if we do get on each other's nerves, we realize there's a tomorrow, and don't mess it up.
Yeah, right. Like being married.
Oh yeah, well we that's actually a good thing. It keeps us focused and not acting like we're 19.
On these festivals, do you ever get to see other bands, or is it so much work you have the whole time that you don't even get to see the shows?
Not as much as I'd like. Sometimes, the logistics don't allow for it, and backstage, sometimes you can hear the band, but you can't see them.
Oh yeah.
And on the side of the stage, you only see a margin of it.
Oh yeah.
Well, last night I made a point to go see Rammstein, and I've seen them in the United States, and I've seen them in Germany, and the show in Germany, I just had my mouth open the whole time. The production was amazing, so I do make a point to go check out bands.
And with your crew, is always the same people that know each other, or varies?
For the most part, it's the same. This time around, our merch guy, Sean, couldn't come because his wife had a baby last week.
Oh, congratulations!
So, congratulations, Sean, and Lauren, who did the heavy lifting. And now we have Victor, who we've known for a while, but for the most part, we have the same people, and that makes it easier because we all know
for the sound and lights.
We don't have a light guy.
Yeah.
We do have a sound guy who's been with us for, probably 15 years.
Thanks for being. The sound was cool. So, as a last question,
sure.
What is the impact that makes the singing and the writing in your life? Like, where do you get the ideas from, and how do you channel them?
Trying to be a good listener, whether it be eavesdropping on people's conversations or listening to things on TV or other bands and trying to think of it as a way for inspiration. Even going out into the woods. That's the most important part. You have to be a good listener, and that's the inspiration. I don't know how else one would do it.
So thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of the tour.
I will.
Thank you.